Have you ever felt like your mind is a browser with 1,000 tabs open, none of them truly useful? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this modern era, excessive thinking has almost become a sport, albeit an unhealthy one. We've been led to believe that if we're not solving something, we're wasting time. But guess what? That constant thinking is exactly what exhausts us. Today, I bring you a simple but powerful message. You don't need to think so much to live well. In this video, we will explore together Stoic philosophy and its 10 key strategies to prevent your mind from becoming a ticking time bomb. The last strategy might surprise you, so stay until the end. 1. The art of letting go. Imagine your mind as a vast forest, and each thought as a stone you place in a backpack. At first, these stones seem small and harmless, maybe even necessary to make you feel prepared. But over time, that backpack becomes a crushing burden. Every thought about what could have been, what you cannot control, or the endless what-ifs add up. And before you know it, the simple act of walking through the forest becomes exhausting. What we often fail to see is that we have the ability to open that backpack and release the stones that suffocate us. But how? How do you let go of something that feels so intense, something that seems so important? The key lies in understanding that letting go is not giving up or becoming indifferent, but an act of wisdom. It is recognizing that not every stone is ours to carry, and some simply need to be left behind. It's realizing that the value doesn't lie in how much you can carry, but in knowing when it's time to lighten your load to move further and better. The act of letting go begins with a moment of reflection. When you feel the weight of your mental backpack crushing you, take a pause, close your eyes, breathe and ask, is this stone, this thought, something I can change or control? If the answer is no, imagine opening that backpack and removing the stone, letting it drop softly to the ground. Visualize how it disappears, how it becomes part of the forest floor, no longer part of your burden. The relief isn't immediate or magical, but each stone you release leaves you feeling a bit lighter. As you let go, your breathing deepens, your vision clears, and your steps become steadier. Letting go is an act of courage and acceptance. It tells your mind, I accept that I can't control everything, and that's okay. It's a reminder that life, with all its beauty and chaos, is something we experience, not something we conquer or own. Remember that the art of letting go is a practice, not a one-time event. There will be days when you want to hold on to those stones because for some reason they seem important or give you a false sense of control. But if you keep practicing, little by little, you'll notice how the lightness of letting go surpasses any fear your mind may have created. It's a constant reminder that inner peace doesn't come from trying to control the uncontrollable, but from releasing what you were never meant to carry. 2. 1 minute of silence. In the whirlwind of daily life, where every second is filled with notifications, to-do lists and racing thoughts, stopping may seem like a luxury. But paradoxically, a minute of silence is more than just a pause. It's a refuge, a sanctuary amidst the storm. That brief instant, so short yet so profound, can transform the most restless mind into a place of serenity. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a lake. Throughout the day, waves rise, intertwine, and crash against each other, driven by the winds of anxiety, fear, and haste. But when you take a minute of silence, it's as if all that movement subsides. The waters calm, and the surface begins to clearly reflect your surroundings. In that moment, there is no more noise than the steady beat of your heart and the rhythm of your breath. Silence, far from being the absence of sound, is the full presence of yourself. Take those 60 seconds, close your eyes, and feel how the air enters and leaves your body. A gentle wave that caresses your interior and, as it exits, carries away fragments of worry embedded in your mind. Don't fight to keep your mind blank. Let thoughts come and go without inviting them to stay. Visualize those thoughts as passing clouds in a wide sky. You see them, recognize them, but don't try to hold on to or push them away. They're just there, and then they continue on their way. This ritual, so simple and accessible, is a powerful tool. It requires nothing more than your willingness to pause and gift yourself a moment of full existence. When you practice it, you realize that calm isn't something to be attained. It's something discovered by removing all that blocks it. A minute of silence is like a whisper in the midst of noise. It reminds you that peace isn't the absence of challenges or external silence, but the ability to be amidst chaos and find an inner haven. With each practice, you strengthen your ability to return to that state of clarity and presence, where decisions become clearer and stress loses its grip. It's an act of self-care and respect, a daily promise to return to yourself, even if only for a brief moment. 3. Detox your mind. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed that can take root and blossom or turn into weeds that choke out what truly matters. If you don't filter what you allow to grow in your mental space, you'll soon find yourself with a saturated, disordered, and barren ground. Detoxing your mind isn't just about discarding what's negative, it's an art of selection, a commitment to only nurture what truly contributes to your well-being and purpose. Imagine that each day, when you wake up, you approach your mental garden with a watering can in hand. Before starting to nurture anything, you pause and observe what's there. Are there thoughts that have taken root without permission, like worries that lead nowhere or regrets about the past? Ask yourself a simple yet powerful question. Is this thought relevant to my life right now? If the answer is no, it's time to pull it out by the roots and free yourself from its weight. This filtering process is more than just an act of cleansing. It's an exercise in personal power. Recognizing that not every thought entering your mind deserves to stay reaffirms that you, and only you, decide what to cultivate in your garden. This goes beyond negativity. Even seemingly productive ideas can become burdens if not channeled correctly. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of overthinking, analyzing a situation from every angle until you feel exhausted. But ask yourself, can I change this? Do I have control over this situation? If the answer is no, let it go, as if shaking a leaf to the wind, freeing your mind to focus on what truly matters. Detoxing your mind isn't a one-time process. It's a habit that strengthens with practice. It's a daily conversation with yourself, a constant check of which priorities deserve your attention and which are just noise. When you master this mental filter, something incredible happens. Your energy centers, your focus sharpens, and the time previously consumed by irrelevant thoughts becomes an ally. Focus on what you can change, on what is within your control. Let go of the rest. Letting go isn't an act of weakness, but of wisdom. Understanding that your peace is worth more than the illusion of controlling the uncontrollable is a powerful reminder that it's not about filling your mind with more, but carefully choosing what you allow to enter and stay. When you prioritize what's essential and create space for stillness, your mind flourishes and clarity becomes your natural state. 4. Make conscious decisions. Imagine each day as a journey, and every decision you make as a detour on the path. Some decisions lead you down clear and direct trails, while others take you through unnecessary loops and confusing shortcuts that only tire you out. Now think of your mind as a traveler with limited energy. Every decision you make consumes part of that reserve. That's why learning to make conscious decisions is like choosing the clearest paths to reach your destination with energy and clarity. Simplifying your daily decisions doesn't mean living a monotonous or automatic life, but lightening your mental load so you can focus on what truly matters. Start with small decisions that seem insignificant, but when accumulated, become the bricks weighing down your day. Choosing your clothes in the morning, deciding what to have for breakfast, or determining when to check your emails are tasks that, while simple, consume mental energy. Make this a simple ritual. At the end of each day, plan the minor decisions for the next. Choose your outfit, organize your schedule, and have a plan for meals. This act of preparation not only saves you time in the morning, but frees you from decision fatigue, a real phenomenon that depletes energy for important choices. It's like packing your backpack the night before a hike. By doing so, you wake up ready to focus on what truly needs your attention. Making conscious decisions isn't just about anticipating trivial details, but about prioritizing what nourishes your mind and day. Think of your decisions as notes in a musical score. Some are necessary to maintain harmony, but not all need to be complex. Reserving your energy for important decisions allows you to act with greater clarity and purpose when it truly matters. Moreover, practicing conscious decision-making trains your mind to simplify and identify what's essential. Ask yourself each day, what can I do now to make tomorrow simpler and more productive? It can be as simple as preparing your lunch, organizing your workspace, or planning a time block for rest. These conscious choices create a ripple effect that lightens your mental load and allows you to move with more ease and less stress. The key to making this a habit is remembering that your energy is a finite resource. Every simplified choice is a reserve kept for moments that truly require it. By eliminating minor decisions, you create space to respond to bigger challenges with full capacity. And it is in this clarity of mind and purpose where you find the true power of living consciously and focused. 5. Filter your thoughts. Imagine your mind as a glass house on top of a hill. From there, you can see everything that comes in and goes out, each thought like a guest knocking at your door. But not all visitors bring gifts or kind words. Some only come to make noise, leave a mess, and take up space that should be sacred. Being the guardian of your mind means deciding who you let in and who stays out, understanding that not every thought deserves a seat in your living room. Your thoughts hold real power. They shape your perception and ultimately your life. Without a filter, it's easy to let any thought take up residence, filling your space with doubts, fears, and worries that lead nowhere. But how do you filter those thoughts and keep only the ones that nourish and uplift your spirit? Start by acknowledging that you are the owner of that glass house. Observe each thought as if you were watching a stream of visitors from a window. Ask yourself, does this thought deserve to stay? Does it bring clarity, motivation, or learning, or does it simply drain and confuse me? If the answer is negative, visualize closing the door and watching the thought walk away down the hill, disappearing into the distance. Not with anger, not with resistance, but with the resolve of someone who protects what is valuable. The filter for thoughts acts like a fine net that holds only the essentials. It's not about blocking or ignoring every non-positive thought. It's about knowing what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Doubts, criticism, or even worries can have their place if they push you to grow or reflect constructively. But if a thought just spins around in your mind like a leaf caught in a whirlwind, it's time to let it go. Practice filtering your thoughts by taking small moments of pause throughout the day. Close your eyes and visualize your mind as a tidy room. Notice which thoughts are occupying the space and which are trying to enter. Do a quick review and ask yourself, does this contribute to my well-being or is it just noise? Over time, you'll become better at recognizing patterns and distinguishing between what deserves to stay and what's better left out. The result of this filtering is a mind that breathes, a mental space that feels lighter, cleaner, and more focused. When you learn to filter your thoughts, your energy is no longer wasted on the useless, but concentrated on what truly matters. Your mind becomes a place of calm and strength, a refuge where only what's valuable finds a home. And in that space, true clarity and creativity can flourish. 6. Less screens, more reality. Imagine your attention as a precious beam of light. Every time you swipe your finger across the screen, that light scatters into 1,000 fragments, illuminating many things superficially, but focusing on none. You move from one image to another, from a comment to a meme, and in that shuffle, the light grows dim, like a distant echo of what it once was. Now ask yourself, What would happen if you took that light and directed it towards the reality in front of you, towards the present, towards the people and moments that truly exist? Reducing your time on social media isn't just about eliminating distractions. It's an invitation to return to what is tangible, what can be felt and experienced without screens. It's realizing that, although social media promises connection, what you often get is an avalanche of information that saturates and distorts your perception. True connection, the kind that nourishes and adds value, happens in the space between glances, in unfiltered conversations, in shared pauses, and in the simple act of being present. The mind, like a delicate instrument, needs moments of silence to tune itself and find clarity. Constant exposure to digital noise strips away that ability to pause, reflect, and rejuvenate. Each notification and each screen swipe becomes a small theft of your attention until by the end of the day, you feel exhausted without having done anything truly meaningful. What if you replaced those minutes, even hours, of endless scrolling with a walk in the park, a coffee with a friend, or a moment of contemplation on your balcony? It's not about rejecting technology or quitting social media entirely, but choosing mindfully when and how you engage with it. Imagine placing a sign in your mind that reads, "On pause for real life." This not only helps you disconnect from the digital whirlpool, but reconnect with what surrounds you and who you are outside the screen. Disconnecting is an act of rebellion in a world that values hyperconnectivity. It's deciding that your well-being is not for sale and that your moments of silence and presence are non-negotiable. The next time you feel tempted to plunge into infinite scrolling, take a breath and choose something else: a walk, a book, a chat, or simply being. Experience life without the filter of the virtual and notice how clarity and energy return. How reality becomes richer when your attention isn't divided between what's happening and what might be happening on a screen. Remember, the digital world is designed to capture your attention, but you have the power to decide where to spend your time. Because in the end, likes and comments are fleeting, but real moments and sincere connections are what nourish and keep you balanced. Your mind will thank you for the calm and clarity that comes when you choose to step out of the web and immerse yourself in reality, where the truly important things come to life. 7. Breathe and reset. In the frantic pace of daily life, breathing is such a constant and automatic resource that we often forget its power. It is like a river flowing in the background of our consciousness, bringing life without asking for permission or attention. But when you take that unconscious act and bring it to the forefront, you transform your breath into a key that opens the door to the present moment. Intentional breathing is like pressing the reset button on your mind, freeing yourself from noise and accumulated burdens. Think of your breath as an anchor that connects you to reality. When you feel overwhelmed, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, the simple act of stopping and focusing on your breath is an act of resistance and self-care. It's not about seeking perfection or forcing yourself to calm down, but allowing yourself to pause and remember that in this moment, here and now, all you need is a conscious, fresh breath. Inhale slowly and deeply, feeling the air fill your chest and expand your being, as if each cell were waking up from a long slumber. Then exhale slowly, releasing the air as if letting go of a burden you didn't know you were carrying. Each exhale is an act of release, a reminder that what no longer serves can be expelled, and that each new breath is an opportunity to start again. Conscious breathing is more than just a relaxation tool. It's an anchor to the present, a point of focus that pulls you out of the whirlpool of what was and what could be. When your mind is racing in all directions, when anxiety or stress takes over, return to that simple, powerful point, your breath. Don't try to control your thoughts or force yourself not to feel. Just breathe and observe how, with each inhale and exhale, your mind centers, the chaos subsides and clarity returns. Make this a daily habit. Dedicate at least a few minutes where you do nothing but breathe mindfully. Close your eyes, feel the air enter through your nose and exit through your mouth, and allow your mind, like a lake that stops churning, to become clearer. With each practice, you'll notice that this small act has a multiplying effect. Your capacity to respond to challenges expands, your anxiety diminishes, and the noisy external world begins to lose its grip on your inner state. Breathing and resetting is more than an exercise. It is a reminder that amidst chaos, the solution is often to return to the basics. Your breath is your most loyal companion, always there, ready to help you pause and regain your center. In a world where everything seems to move at breakneck speed, your breath is your refuge, your tool to remember that in every moment there is a space of peace to which you can return. 8. Choose your battles. Imagine waking up every day with a limited container of energy, a vessel full of time, attention, and emotional strength. Each battle you engage in, each conflict and minor worry consumes part of that vessel. The key to navigating life with serenity and focus is learning to protect that energy and distribute it wisely. Knowing how to choose your battles is an act of wisdom, an art that allows you to live with intention and purpose. The reality is that not everything deserves your time or effort. In a world full of distractions and minor daily dramas, it's easy to fall into the trap of fighting insignificant battles. Maybe it's a minor disagreement with a coworker, a comment on social media, or a trivial argument at home. In the moment, each of these situations might seem important, but when you pause and look from a broader perspective, you realize that many of them are just noise, distractions that pull you away from what truly matters. Why is it important to choose your battles? Because your energy is finite. When you waste your attention on issues that aren't worth it, what truly needs your focus, your projects, your most meaningful relationships, your well-being, only receives the leftovers. And those leftovers are not enough to build a full and satisfying life. The question then becomes, how do you learn to filter and prioritize? Start by asking yourself the key question: will this matter to me in a week, in a month, in a year? If the answer is no, it's a clear sign that battle isn't worth your attention. Practice the skill of letting go, allowing some things to pass without leaving a trace. This isn't giving up or becoming indifferent. It's an act of self-control, a declaration that your mental peace is more valuable than a momentary victory. Another powerful strategy is to understand which battles are truly within your control. The Stoics were clear that serenity lies in focusing your energy on what you can change and letting the rest take its course. Ask yourself, can I do something to change this situation, or am I just reacting out of habit? If the answer is no, it's better to invest your time and effort in what you can influence. Choosing your battles also means recognizing your limits and respecting them. You can't be everywhere or do everything, and that's okay. More than that, it's necessary. When you start setting boundaries and saying no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what truly matters to flourish. Imagine you have a garden, and each conflict is a plant that requires water and care. If you nurture all the plants equally, without discriminating between those that bear fruit and those that only absorb resources, the entire garden will eventually wither. Prioritizing means consciously choosing where to direct your attention so that your life, like that garden, thrives. It's important to note that not all battles are bad, some are necessary. Those that defend your values, your boundaries, and your dreams deserve your attention because they build your character and reinforce who you are. But even these must be chosen carefully, ensuring that the energy you invest aligns with what you want for your life. The wisdom to choose your battles is honed through practice and reflection. Each time you find yourself at a crossroads where you could react immediately, pause. Visualize your vessel of energy and decide if you truly want to spend part of it at that moment. Over time, you'll realize that saving your energy for the battles that truly matter not only makes you more effective, but also calmer and at peace with yourself. This is how you cultivate an intentional and meaningful life, by investing your energy in what truly matters. 9. Do less to achieve more. In a culture that celebrates multitasking as a superpower, where the ability to do several things at once is mistaken for productivity, true magic lies in the opposite: doing less but doing it well. Multitasking, that highly coveted skill, is actually an illusion that keeps you from both efficiency and peace of mind. If you've ever felt exhausted at the end of a day in which you did everything but accomplished nothing, it's because your focus was divided, your energy scattered in multiple directions, like a leaf in the wind. Imagine your attention as a beam of light. When you try to illuminate too many areas at once, that light disperses, becoming weak and ineffective. But when you focus that beam on a single point, it becomes intense, powerful, capable of penetrating and transforming. This is the essence of doing less to achieve more. Directing your focus towards what is essential, what truly requires your attention, and allowing yourself to fully immerse in it. Multitasking promises quick results and a feeling of doing a lot, but in reality, it fragments your attention and robs your ability to immerse yourself in the present moment. Switching constantly from one task to another not only delays your progress in each one, but also exhausts your mind, leaving you with a sense of incompletion and stress. Doing less is not a sign of laziness or inefficiency, but a deliberate choice of quality over quantity. 10. Your mind is not a storage room. Visualize your mind as a room, a space that, with each thought, doubt, and worry, gradually fills up. At first, these thoughts settle like useful objects that help you navigate the day. But without realizing it, they start to accumulate. A thought about a pending project becomes a pile of messy papers. A concern about an upcoming conversation is a heavy box in the corner. Before you know it, your mental space is cluttered, disorganized, and chaotic. The key to keeping this space clear is to understand that your mind is not a storage room. It isn't designed to store everything that passes through your life. The accumulation of unprocessed thoughts can make your mind feel congested, like a closet full of junk where you can't find anything. That's why, at the end of the day, it's essential to do a mental cleanup, a sort of shelf clearing, to restore order to your inner space. Mental cleanup isn't just a symbolic gesture, it's an act of self-care that, practiced regularly, allows you to release worries and improve your overall well-being. How can you do this cleanup? One effective way is to write down your thoughts. Take a few minutes before bed to jot down what's on your mind. You don't need to be meticulous or detailed. A quick list of what's bothering you, tasks you still need to do, or emotions you've experienced will suffice. This act of unloading what you carry in your head frees your mind from holding on to everything, like moving those heavy boxes out of your room to leave them in a safe space. Another technique is visualization. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine that each thought is an object in your mental room, a lamp flickering with a recurring worry, an open book with an unfinished topic, a clock ticking with time anxiety. Visualize yourself taking each object, acknowledging it, and letting it go. You might imagine placing them on a shelf outside your mind or letting them float away like balloons, drifting gently in the air. What matters is recognizing that they don't need to occupy space in your mind right now. This process of mental decluttering not only relieves daily burdens, but also prepares your mind for deeper, more restful sleep. When you free yourself from storing thoughts, your mind regains its clarity and focus. You'll sleep better and wake up lighter, with an internal space ready to receive new things, unburdened by the mental leftovers of previous days. Remember, your mind, like any valuable space, needs care and attention. Don't let it become a repository of worries, endless to-do lists, and unprocessed thoughts. Make mental cleanup a ritual, a moment of calm where you reconcile with what happened during the day and prepare to let it go. By releasing those thoughts, you create space for your mind to breathe, regenerate, and be ready to face a new day with renewed energy. Ultimately, understanding that your mind is not a storage room reveals that you have the power to decide which thoughts stay and which can wait outside. This practice of release is a reminder that order and peace are not just achieved externally, but also in your inner world. With daily mental cleaning, you reclaim the calm that allows your mind to become a place of serenity where only the essential has a place to stay. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you watched the whole thing, comment "I am Stoic" as our secret signal to know that you're a true student of Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and remember, keep cultivating your Stoic mind.